Hey guys, it's Ryan with AIinsidertips.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can become a prompt engineer inside ChatGPT according to OpenAI. Now, OpenAI just launched this prompt engineering guide and it's 100% free. And I'll leave a link to this in the video description below for you guys to check out. But I first heard about this on Twitter and I follow a ton of creators. And here's one in particular. His name's Rowan Chung. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that last name. But he posted about this prompt engineering guide from OpenAI on December 17th, and that's when I first heard about it. So when I did more research, I ended up finding that on OpenAI's forum, someone posted about this prompt engineering guide on December 17th. So I'm assuming that's where, Rowan and all these creators got these details and information from, was this forum. So it looks like December 17th was when the prompt engineering guide was officially launched. But more importantly, guys, what is prompt engineering? Now, that's a huge buzzword in the AI space. And all this means is how do we correctly prompt ChatGPT or any AI tool, Google Bard, Claude, and other language models? How do we prompt these tools in order to get the best output? So what are the instructions? What are the inputs that we provide in order to receive the best outputs? Now, that's one of the biggest hurdles that people have faced when using ChatGPT. They do not know or do not understand how to correctly prompt these tools to get desired output. So in this video, guys, what I want to show you are some of these prompt examples that OpenAI has given us and also some of these tactics. So some pretty useful tactics in here, in my opinion. So writing clear instructions, including details to get more relevant answers. Asking the model to adopt a persona is a really good tactic that I've used before as well. Using delimiters, that's another cool tactic. Specifying the steps required to complete a task, that's a great tactic. So just some really good information and tips and tricks, all for free inside this guide that OpenAI just released. So I'm excited to dive into this type of video with you guys. And the first thing I want to point out is that they note GPT-4 as the preferred language model to use in this guide. So it says here, some of the examples demonstrated here currently work only with our most capable model, GPT-4. In general, if you find a model that fails a task and a more capable model is available, it's often worth trying again with the more capable model. So unfortunately in ChatGPT, we only have access to 3.5 on the free version. If you do not have ChatGPT Plus, you cannot get GPT-4 inside ChatGPT. However, the workaround here is Microsoft Copilot. This is Bing Chat's rebranded version. And this does provide access to the GPT-4 language model for free. So if you're on that free version of ChatGPT with 3.5, you can use Microsoft Copilot as a quick workaround to get GPT-4. So going back into the prompt engineering, guys, the first thing I want to show you are some of these prompt examples that OpenAI provides. So there's a lot of complex ones here, but whether it's, memo writing, language translation, that's a big one. There's a lot of stuff with code, SQL, meeting notes summarizer, tutor, emoji chatbot, rap battle writer. That's an interesting one. Grammar correction, summarize for second graders. So these two up here are probably more used by the everyday person. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm just going to click this one, summarize for a second grader. And here it's showing me simplify text to a level appropriate for a second grade student. So here is the prompt. And what you would do is you would simply copy and paste whatever the example is that you're trying to accomplish. So I'm going to use Microsoft Copilot in this example, and I'm just going to click the more precise option here. So summarize content you were provided with for a second grade student. And then also in here, it talks about what the actual content is. And this could be anything. So what I'm going to do here is copy this, bring it back to Microsoft Copilot. I'm going to paste it in here. And then what should happen theoretically is I should get an output that looks similar to this. So let's go back to Microsoft Copilot here, and it should have simplified this in a second grade level. So it says here, I'm not going to read through this whole thing, but it says Jupiter's a really big planet that's fifth in line from the sun. It's much bigger than all the other planets in our solar system combined. So how I know this is second grade level, it's using more emotion. So it's using exclamation points, and it's also using phrases like really big, much bigger. We can often see Jupiter because it's very bright. So it's simplifying the language. So right away, I know that this worked, and you can obviously input whatever prompt you want. I'm just showing you some quick examples that OpenAI provides. So the other one I want to show you quick is called grammar correction. So this says just converting ungrammatical statements into standard English. And here's an example of the prompt that they give. It says, you will be provided with statements and your task is to convert them to standard English. So let's open up a new chat in Microsoft Copilot. I'm just going to refresh the page. I'm going to copy and paste the prompt, and then I'm going to come back and then do the exact same thing. So this one is extremely simple. It says, she went to the market. Obviously, that's not correct. So with this prompt here, what should happen is the output should say she did not go to the market. So then if you go back here, I'm going to copy and paste that exact same sentence. She went to the market. And let's see if Copilot comes back with the exact same thing. It says she did not go to the market. And that's exactly what happened here inside the example that was given by OpenAI. So those are just some really quick examples that I wanted to show you. Now to get a little more technical as I go back to the prompt engineering guide, is I want to show you some of these tactics. So if I scroll down, you'll see there's all sorts of information and details. I'm just trying to get through some of this clutter and a lot of details and only highlighting the more important ones in my opinion. So this first tactic here is it says write clear instructions. Tactic, include details in your query to get more relevant answers. So here's an example of prompts that most people do. And I admittedly did this myself when I was new to AI and ChatGPT, but it says here, how do I add numbers in Excel? So by using this prompt that's better where it says, how do I add up a row of dollar amounts in Excel? I want to do this automatically for a whole sheet of rows with all the totals ending up on the right in a column called total. You'll see how much more detailed this prompt is on the right versus this prompt on the left. Same with this one. Who's president? Compared to this one, who was the president of Mexico in 2021 and how frequently are elections held? So who's president? Yes, that implies United States if you're searching in the United States, but that could be anything as there's several presidents for various countries. It could be a president of a company for all we know. And here's a more complex one. Write code to calculate the Fibonacci sequence. And here is a better prompt that it provides. Write a TypeScript function to efficiently calculate the Fibonacci sequence. Comment the code literally to explain what each piece does and why it's written that way. So let's see. I'm actually going to test this in real time, guys, on Microsoft Copilot. So I'm just going to do this one. I'm going to say, who's president? Let's copy and paste this. If I can get to it, I'm going to launch Microsoft Copilot, refresh the chat here, and I'm going to say, who's president? Now, I'm guessing it's just going to come back with the president of the United States, which is currently Joe Biden. And it says, yep, the current president of the United States is Joe Biden. So now let's refresh the chat here, and I'm going to go back. Sorry, guys, I have a million tabs open, story of my life. And then I'm going to copy and paste this one, and I should get more detail as a result. So who is the president of Mexico in 2021, and how frequently are elections held? And so now it's diving deeper into Bing search results and giving me a more, straightforward and detailed answer. So it says, President of Mexico in 2021 was yada, yada, yada. He took office here, and it's providing a lot more information than that original prompt that I had. So I'm going to do a different one here. I'm going to say, how do I add numbers in Excel? This one's probably more applicable. Refresh the chat. And I'm going to say, how do I add numbers in Excel? And I'm going to compare the response I get here to the response that I get in the more thorough prompt. So it says, sure, there are several ways to add numbers in Excel. Use the plus sign. And then it's going to provide YouTube tutorials, which is pretty cool. And also a link to a website here using AutoSum. So it's providing some answers here. But now I'm going to go back to the original or to the better prompt, and I'm going to say, how do I add up a row of dollar amounts in Excel? So this is providing much more detail to the actual problem you're trying to solve. So while this might be good for the prompt that I gave it, I'm going to click refresh, and I'm going to paste that more detailed prompt into Microsoft Copilot. And this should give me a better answer for the specific question that I want to know. So it says, how do I add up a row of dollar amounts in Excel? I want to do this automatically for a whole sheet of rows with all the totals ending up on the right in a column called total. Sure, you can sum function in Excel to add up a row of dollar amounts. Here's how you do it. And it's giving you a step-by-step guide, and it even provides, it looks like just even provides a quick table here that you can copy and paste into Microsoft Excel, into Google Sheets. So I'm very impressed with this output here. Wow, this actually really impressed me that it did this right here. Here's an example of how the formula looks in Excel. So that right there kind of shows the case, guys, is that why you should be using these more detailed prompts instead of this just one sentence generic, how do I add numbers in Excel? So guys, let's do one more. And this tactic I use all the time, and it's the following. It's ask the model to adopt a persona. So whether it's ChatGPT, Claude, Google Bard, whatever AI model you're using, the ability to adopt a persona is actually pretty useful. Now, what does it mean to adopt a persona? So a persona, think about a marketing consultant, a business coach, a financial professional, a math teacher, a health and fitness guru. Those are all examples of personas. So in real time, what I want to show you is that if I ask it something like the following, please act as my business coach to help grow my business in 2024. So I'm giving the AI tool a persona of business coach. And here's just coming back with some general business growth strategies for 2024 as it's scraping the internet to help. It's saying adaptability, AI, funny enough, using AI, augmented reality, digital marketing, strategic planning. So again, very generic stuff for growing businesses in 2024. Now let's take this a step further as I refresh Copilot. I had a prompt saved up here, and I'm going to paste this, and it says the following. Please act as my business coach to help grow my business in 2024. My business is a marketing agency that provides services for clients like SEO, PPC, PR, and other strategies. What advice would you give me to achieve more success in 2024? And why this is so important, guys, is I not only just said, please act as my business coach and help me grow my business, I explained what my business is and also some of the services that my business provides. So by being more detailed, you'll see here what Copilot is doing is it's searching for all of these individual things that I listed in the prompt. It's saying, sure, I'd be happy to provide guidance. Here are some strategies you might consider for each area of your marketing agency. And for each area, it's providing advice. So for SEO, it's telling me to experiment with AI and establish best practices, create a list of keywords, and then embrace the next era of SEO by understanding helpful content to Google's SGE. That's a very useful tip. PPC, using automation for paid search campaigns and rely on smart bidding. That's a very useful tip. Talking about e-commerce, PR, focusing on more lead sales, brand awareness, a more humanized approach, authenticity. That's very key as well with AI. And then it's giving me some general, tactics here for online marketing. So the purpose of me showing that, guys, was just showing you how much more detailed of a response that I got by not only giving ChatGPT a persona, but also explaining what my actual problems are after I give it the persona. I say, hey, act as my business coach, and then here are details about my business. Don't just say act as my business coach and then go and expect to get a great response. You have to give it more details when you're labeling that persona. So that's all for now, guys. I just wanted to show you a few basic examples. And again, I will leave a link to this in the video description below so you guys can take a look at some of these other tactics that OpenAI provides and then test it. I mean, test it on GPT 3.5 if you have the free version of ChatGPT. And if you want GPT-4, simply access Microsoft Copilot. I'll leave a link to this below the video description as well if you want to check out Copilot. You can also use Claude. You can also use Google Bard or any AI model that's relevant for prompting. So that's it, guys. Again, this is Ryan with AI Insider Tips. Appreciate you watching this video. Be sure to like this video if you got some value out of it. Leave me a comment below. Let me know some prompting tips and tricks that you have that I probably don't know. As guys, I'm always learning. I'm learning new things every day about AI and prompting. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And guys, I hope you all have a great day.